Hello, friends. This is David Bedrick. This is episode 7 of UnShamed TV Live. I'm going to wait a couple of moments for some folks to show up and then invite my guest to join us. Hello there. I'm seeing names I don't know how. I'm so new to IG that I don't recognize who people are when they use various names. So hello to those of you who are showing up. Thanks for joining and lending your hearts and spirits to the holding of a process. Oh, somebody from Australia. Oh, I have some good friends in Australia. That's great. I always start off with the spirit of unshaming, and the spirit. Oh, hey, Mary. Yes, we've chatted on Facebook for sure. The spirit of unshaming is so well expressed by the poet Galway Kinnell. I often quote him. He wrote a poem called Saint Francis and the Sow. Saint Francis being the saint that is known for his connection, love of animals. And it's about Saint Francis and a sow, a pig, the sow. And he's looking at the sow and he's creating this experience. And he starts the poem by saying, the bud stands for all things. And what he means is the bud, the essence of the flower, that which the leaf, the flower, the being comes out of. We're all a bud. And he's suggesting everything is a bud, right? The bud stands for everything. If you look at something in our healing psychological world, hey everyone, thanks for joining. Hey Katie and Amber, Stacy, I'm seeing your name, Essence, I think. Garden Rack, Rachel, hey. So he's suggesting that everything can be looked at as a bud. Your depression can be a bud. He's not bypassing, and I'm not bypassing. We're not suggesting, isn't it lovely that you have been hurt and abused and traumatized? You can find good things in there. I'm mimicking that to accentuate a kind of attitude that I'm not supporting. Great pains ought to be understood from the heart of compassion and, not but, and, hey, Catherine, there are ways of looking at things that sometimes show how they flower. Even in our greatest difficulties, sometimes some things flower. Sometimes it's ease. Sometimes it's a scream. Today I was talking to someone about great, hey Richard, a great evolved man mission. Hey Richard, I was talking to somebody today about a client I had who was dying of physical illness and the great pain she was in, great physical agony from infections that weren't healing. It was horrific. We worked together for about 8 or 9 months, and she allows me to tell her story. I was just taking a second there because I'm remembering how touched I was and the depth. But we met maybe 6-7 months before she passed. And in the last of her sessions, she would tell me how much pain she was in. And I would say, let's go into that pain. Do I want her to be in pain? Shit, no. I would love to relieve it, but she's done everything she can to relieve it, and it's not relieving. It's going to eventually take her out, and the pain is growing. And she would go into the pain, and then one time I was saying to her, let's express the pain in sound. And she was, I don't know how to do that. And she had a little beagle, and the beagle came alongside of her and started, and the beagle's howling and howling, and then she starts howling and I'm howling, and there's a big smile on her face, and there's a big smile on my face. And can you feel and imagine there's a kind of a wellness What is wellness? I don't know. That there's a kind of a wellness as we're howling. Her pain doesn't go away. She's not relieved of that suffering, of that depression, of that trauma, of the violence she's experienced, the hopelessness, the agony people have experienced. It hasn't gotten rid of it. But in the moment of our communal howling, something happens. Something flowers. And in that case, it's just the free expression of this agony. And somehow we're together in our humanity. And somehow there's a wellness. We're smiling and happy to be with each other. And we're in agony. So even in that situation, something happens. Would we know what that was going to be? No. Is that always the thing? No. But I'm just trying to give you all a feeling for sometimes the bud flowers into something that we just don't expect. And we find ourselves in a sudden strangeness. So Goe Canel says, the bud stands for all things, even for those things that don't flower, for everything flowers, he says, from within. Oh, David, from within, does that mean it all has to happen from inside ourselves? Isn't there outside things? Don't we need each other? And yes, and Galway goes on, everything flowers from within. But sometimes, he says, you need to reteach a thing its loveliness. Isn't that gorgeous? You have to reteach a thing its loveliness. To put your hand on the brow of a flower. Isn't that gorgeous? And tell it in touch and in words. It's lovely. And then it will flower from self-blessing. Does that make sense? From within. But sometimes you have to put your hand on the flower, and that's the spirit behind unshaming. So welcome, everyone. Thanks for being here. I'm going to invite, I'm looking at the name Marianne Hogan on, and then we'll do some unshaming. I haven't spoken to her. I don't know what she's going to bring. I tell my producer, Kieran, don't tell me anything. She says, why? Don't you want to know? And I say, if I know, my brain will start saying, this is what should happen. Look forward to this, David. Try to do this. And that will interrupt the unshaming, because then I won't be in the moment feeling and seeing and blessing what's happening and believing in what I'm seeing and what's happening, as opposed to believing in something I figured out. So that's the spirit of that. Let me see if I can get her on. That's Jamie. That's not wrong person. And now I'm looking for, how do I do that again? Just give me a second, friends. How do I do that? Okay, I'm doing that. And I'm looking for SQUI squiggly stardust, and that's it. Hoping that happens. And
hi,
she just joined. Hello there.
hi. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh my gosh, I've never met. I don't think I've ever met you. Have I ever met you?
No, but I follow you and tell everyone to follow you. And
oh my gosh, I got to take my thing louder so I can hear you better. Oh my gosh, look at your reds.
it's a favorite color.
Your lips and your eyes and your nails and your wow. That's already. I'm already happy. I don't. Is there anything else we could do? I don't know, but I'm already happy.
Oh,
Fix my.
well, this helps remind me that I can have fun in life, even though, even though I've had major depression my whole life.
Oh, I didn't. Well, I was going to say I didn't know that. Of course, I didn't know that. So you see me putzing with my thing so I can adjust it. So that means that I'm not 100% listening, and that's not good. So give me just 1 second, because I want to hear all the details.
I'll mumble along about how
I'm here now.
Well, okay, because I think that's amazing that you don't know what I'm gonna bring. Kieran has been so good about knowing, like, make it simple. We don't have that much time. And so I really went deep into kind of a really core issue for me. Ooh. And because I had a terrible childhood, and here I am. I just turned 72.
72.
And
You're a little older than me.
really, well, I'm your elder, darling.
You are.
Um,
Teach me to teach me. Yeah, educate me.
and I'm just finding right now, I'm really being, I'm going deep with how shitty it was for me as a child and
Oh,
as a young child, even pre-verbal. So,
oh,
what it kind of comes down to for me, I think
yeah.
this is it, is that I go through life thinking that something terrible is going to happen to me
Oh,
as punishment
oh,
anytime for no reason
punishment.
whatsoever, because I never knew as a kid what would make them beat me up and shame
Ouch,
me
ouch,
and make me
ouch, ouch,
feel
ouch.
like I shouldn't have ever been born,
Oh,
because they pretty much
oh,
said
oh,
that.
that's a yeah, those are big. Being beaten up and shamed, and then being treated like you'd be better if you were never born. I didn't.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
that
Oh,
was strong.
that means being alive itself is a big thing,
Yes,
and that doesn't mean just being alive like I can cope with things,
right.
but being alive.
Is
Being
wrong.
alive.
Like I did it wrong, and I'm a disappointment to
Oh.
everyone.
Well, good work. First of all, I just want to compliment you for being a disappointment to everybody. I'm winking,
Thank you.
and getting it wrong. Because if getting it right meant not living, then I think get it wrong as much as you can.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
so what? So because of that, I'm worried. Well, one, that I'm going to disappoint people.
Yeah.
Um, so if I even have coffee, somebody's inviting me for coffee, and there's someone lovely that I would like to see, I dread it right up until I'm there,
Uh-huh.
because I'm sure that I will disappoint them, and I won't, and I'm not the person they think I am.
Let me ask you this. This is too quick, but let me ask you. How would if you were to let's imagine that coffee scene. You're going to
Uh-huh.
have coffee with a friend. Let's imagine that you would intentionally disappoint them. You would show up in a way that they'd be like, ugh. How would you show up? How would
Um,
you disappoint them?
oh,
What
how
would
do
you?
I worry that I'll disappoint them?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I think it's more like suddenly they see me as someone who's not uh, edifying to be around.
Oh, what would they see you as? At
Um,
worst, at very, very worst, what would they see you? How would they look at you
um,
and see you?
boring.
Boring. You don't seem boring. Okay, go ahead.
Um,
What would be the
well, and
worst?
hmm?
What would be the
Oh,
very worst? They would go, oh my gosh, she's here. She's nothing like what I thought. She's so much more. How would they say it?
she's so, oh, I know. Here would be one. She's so fake.
He's fake. Great. That's helpful to me. The reason why I'm asking um, Marianne and everybody is because something says she could disappoint someone. So then I start thinking, if there's an opinion around that says you could disappoint someone by being something, then I think the person might need to be more free to be whatever this thing is. That's how I'm thinking so far in terms of the
Mm-hmm.
unshaming, but we don't know yet. I'm learning still from you.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah. How would you disappoint me or us today? How would
Um,
you really screw this time up bad?
well, I was thinking, yeah, that
Yeah.
the way I look upsets some
Yeah,
people.
I can imagine. Some people will get upset. They're going to see a radical, honest, authentic human being. And when people see an authentic human being, some people get upset. They want people to look like a certain kind of carbon copy of something or other that doesn't challenge their beliefs. So some people are going to kind of go, oh my gosh, she's something or other.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I do know is that I've gotten more love since I've evolved into this than I've ever gotten before in my whole life. So, so it's like, I wish I had done this my whole life.
Yeah.
Um,
The next life, which has started some time ago, do it your whole life. Wear it on your hair and in your glasses and on your nails, on your lips, and wear it on your personality and how you show up and how you act. You have to wear that red more often, all the way on the glasses and the hair. Amen. And then how do you act like red hair and red glasses? You may not know yet, but that's okay. That's what we're needing to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel strongly. I've always felt strongly. I think that's one of the, I'm both happy and sad. And I think that was one of the things that really upset my parents. I was the youngest of three. And they're, they wanted women to shut up.
Yes.
And to do whatever men wanted. And it didn't matter.
Agree. I agree. I'm winking. I agree. You should shut up and let me talk and do what I want. You can't come here and wear red lipstick, red glasses, red hair, red shirt, red nails, and just start talking as much as you want. That's impossible. I won't let that. That's bad. I'm very disappointed. I'm winking.
Yeah.
How are you going to deal with this attitude? It's not David's, by the way. I'm adoring the way you show up and fascinated and enlivened by it.
Yeah.
But how are you going to deal with this one who kind of goes, whoa, that's she's expressive, too feeling, too red, too bright, too talkative.
Well, what I've been doing lately is just going on to the next thing.
Let's not go on to the next thing. Let's stay right at the hot spot.
Oh, I mean, as far as people.
Okay, let's stay with the hot spot of the people for a moment. Let's imagine you can't get.
All right.
Let's imagine for the moment. Feel free to leave anybody. I'm not thinking people should stay or not stay with people. But let's imagine that there's one person that you can't get away from. And they look at you and you have to deal with them somehow. And their viewpoint is, oh my gosh, I wish she wasn't here. Can't we make her go away? Can't we mute her red and her colors and her personality and her feelings? What are you going to do with this character?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's the life question.
Yeah.
Isn't that? I see that your energy dropped, and that makes sense to me. What are you going to do with this character?
Well, I personally feel sad.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of my childhood.
Yes, it is the same story, more or less, the same narrative. Somebody says, we don't want this. I would never say this to you. Somebody says, this is not what we want. This person shouldn't even exist. She should be punished for acting this way. She's not conforming to gender roles and other kinds of things. And some people still think that in the world because your parents were mimicking people that are not just them. Other people in this world think similar things. They just weren't raising you, but they're still around. And you're showing up more. I know that because you're telling me I'm out more. I'm wearing this red more. I'm 72 and I'm feeling more forward with myself. Yeah. Tell me about the color red. If you look in your mind, go ahead. In your mind's eye, if you can look at the color red, just look at it in your mind's eye, as if you're looking right at it, and tell me what you see.
It looks like life to me. I mean, it's blood, it's heart, it's It's like,
Yeah.
I guess I kind of feel like the Chinese feel about red. It's just, it's chi, it's everything.
It's
It's
cheap. Mhm.
it's lucky. I didn't know that until just now when I said it.
Say the last word. I missed it. It's
Lucky.
it's lucky.
Chinese people think it's lucky.
It's lucky. You're so lucky. You're
Yeah.
wearing your luck, your life, your blood, your heart, your chi. I see.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this to everybody because Marianne is wearing her process. And that's so beautiful on her glasses and her hair. She's coming out. I don't know how long she knows that, but she's coming out from a place that says, we don't want you to be a certain kind of person. And then somebody could get hurt by that. It is hurtful, and she's been hurt. She tells me that. And also she's saying, but I'm going to be that anyway. I'm
Mm.
72. It's been time. It is time for me to come out as the thing that people are disappointed by. Not the sort of, right? I'm going to be it. That's why I'm asking it.
Right.
The unshaming means
No,
now you
but
have to be the disappointing things. And then you have to deal with the people who really won't like it. There are real human beings who aren't going to say lovely. Some people will. Some people are going to love it. Some people are going to be energized by it. I am.
yeah.
I'm brightened. My eyes kind of go, wow, cool. I feel all bright. But not everyone's going to do that. And she's going to
Yeah.
deal with a world that's like that. So that's why I'm asking her about the red. She's going to have to embody red. And that means life and blood and heart and chi and lucky. And I'm saying those because that's her words. They're not mine.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's telling me she's made of. She's made of life and blood and heart and luck and chi. Wow, that's incredible. Mm-hmm. That's incredible.
I'm so happy.
You are. Mm-hmm.
I can't remember why I'm sad.
Somebody said, I can imagine why somebody was sad because somebody got put down for being life and blood and heart and chi and was a child and couldn't fully stand up to herself. That's no blame.
Yeah.
That just happens. So she got downed. She got depressed. That's what you've told me. And that's a
Mm-hmm.
suffering because she couldn't say, guess what? I love who I am. Dear mom and dad, I'm going to stop you from hitting me, from hating me, from punishing me, from beating me. You couldn't only do that. So that's painful, period. That's just painful. And that deserves its own time. And it looks like you've done some things with that. But now, at this stage of your life, it's not about only knowing that pain. You do know it. It's painful. It sucks. It's awful. We could spend time talking about the agony of a parent that looks at a child and sees something they don't want. That is fucking agony, period.
Yeah.
And that is worthy of our hearts and our tears. And we don't want to only focus on that and miss the blood, the heart, and the luck and the chi, because that's what's wanting to show up now. Not only the sadness and pain, that's something, but now also this wants to show up. And I say that and you smile right away. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Beautiful. That's so beautiful. Let's stay with that life and blood and heart and luck and chi. Mm-hmm. Where in your body, Marianne, does life and blood and heart live in this moment? Feel your body somatically. Is it in your toes? Is it in,
It
You're starting to do
feels
something.
all like from my mouth on down to maybe my solar plexus. It's just this big, this big fluffy feeling.
That's gorgeous. Thank you so much. And Marianne, I'm just talking to you and everybody. And then your body is feeling something and you're telling me where, and you're showing me, everybody. She's showing me. She's taking her hands and she's doing something. I'm not going to get it exactly right. They're coming up and out and bigness. She's showing me something that comes out and is big.
Yeah.
And it also has red and life and blood and heart in it.
Well, and what I saw just then is you were doing it, and then I could see that it's a heart shape. It actually, because your hands, and then it comes down, and it's actually a big fluffy heart shape, but it encompasses my upper torso too, so it's behind me as well.
Wow. It's behind you and in front of you. And we now know there's something about a heart. And what got put down in Marianne was not just herself. Other people get put down in different areas. Some people have their intelligence put down or whatever, or their bodies, you're not pretty or whatever it is. But for you, many things did, but the heart itself,
Yes.
that we have to make sure we know that part of the story. You stopped for a moment and you had some feelings about that. Because I saw your hands and your eyes look different and you moved forward.
I was just loving, well, that's one thing that I did as a child is I read so many books. I mean, as soon as I was old enough to read.
Wow.
And my mother would take me to the library, read all these books. So I got this feeling of what life could be like from fiction books, from everything. And what I found out was from the books and love is that I could love. I wanted to have love in my life. I didn't have it. But as a kid, because of reading books and the imagination that brought me, I saw that I could love.
Yeah.
And if I'm loving, I'm in the presence of love.
That's amazing.
And I fucking generated love for that motherfucking family.
Amazing. I love the way you're talking about love. Because some people think love is like, oh, but your love is a love for the motherfucking family. I like that. I like a love that has motherfuckering in it, and I want to hold you and kiss you, and I want to smoosh you, and I want to get a smoothie with you, and I want to motherfuck you. You know, it's a whole love.
Yeah.
That's great. That's very important to me.
Because I feel so strongly about things. If I'm gonna love, I'm gonna fucking love. And I did that. And that's kind of something. How could my parents really that was one thing they couldn't really criticize me for, because I'm saying I love you. And they've never heard that before. And then they started saying
love
I love
is very
you back.
threatening. Love is very threatening, and it's a big fucking love. I just want to say to you and everyone, it's very important. What I'm saying about this, why I'm focusing on the big motherfucking love, is because some people sentimentalize love. Oh, love, it's the sweet little thing. Oh, you love them and you really care. So that's not what she's showing me. She's saying, I motherfucking love you also, right? And it's got some of this, it got more red to it, and I don't want to miss that. So otherwise, if I see it only as, oh, that's so nice that you're able to love them, then I'm patronizing the big heart, red, lucky, chi love.
Yes.
Marianne, I know I'm cutting you off. Can we go back to that motion again with your hands? Sorry, there's so many things I want to hear, but I'm just trying to hang out with, okay, just stay with that hands. And let those hands make that big heart shape. Remember, you were feeling it from your solar plexus up to your mouth, and then you're showing it to me, and your hands are doing that. And just let your hands do that a few times. Great. Your eyes are closed. Go ahead. Close your eyes if you want to. That's really great because she's focusing. We're supporting her, unshaming every little detail you see. Her eyes are closed, and the hands are making that motion, and feel them. And let those hands be free to be as big as they want to be. Even if they couldn't, even if it's beyond human, then your hands can't do it.
Right.
Your hand,
right.
Great. In your eyes, your head went back, and you looked up, and your hands went like that. And let's do that a few more times. And this time, slow it down and let that head go back. Why, everybody? Because our head went back, not because I think it should. I'm just seeing somebody and thinking there's brilliance in that. And then it goes up and goes up, and the head goes back. And stay right there for just 1 second, if you can. And let your hands grow out as far as they would. Imagine if your hands weren't connected to a human body. Would they still stay 4 or 5 feet out? Or how far would they go? Let those hands go up, stay right there. How far would those hands go if they weren't limited by human body?
All the way to the stars.
All the way to the stars. I thought they were going to go up really high. That's a love that's not just human, you see, everybody. That's why I saw that, because she looked up. And when people's heads go back and up, it means they're contacting something that's often a spiritual connection. Stay with that, your head back, let your hands go up. Imagine, Marianne, that your hands and arms could go all the way up to the sky. All the way up. Forget about Marianne's past and her parents for a moment. They're real. But forget about all of that and all the last past 71 years. And just this moment, hands that reach up out of the heart in a kind of red blood, lucky chi heart love. And it goes all the way to the sky. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. Keep going. Stay there. And see if there's a song or a tune that comes to your mind. If there's not, that's fine. Is there a song that this person who's doing this wonderful hand motions, is there any music to that? If there's not, that's fine.
Well, I guess I hear the words "love is all there is."
Love is all there is, like the Beatles, love is all there is, like that, or just...
But that is true, and that the stars are love.
The stars.
And so connecting with all of that, it's just love.
Stay with that intelligence and keep teaching me. I'm going to be a child for a moment, because I am genuinely partly child. Teach me, Marianne. What do you mean the stars are love? What do you mean? Teach me.
Well,
show me.
There's a tone of a chime that I chime when I read to preschoolers. And we always close our eyes and we see what we feel. Yes. And in fact, I have it right here.
Oh, we're getting something. We're getting a prop. I like that.
Okay, you ready? So
I think so. Yep.
We begin with this.
Okay. I'm a little preschooler. Teach me.
Okay. This is the beginning. Let's all say beginning.
Beginning.
And we can close our eyes if you want to. You can see if you see anything in your mind's eye.
Tell me what you're seeing. Teach me about the stars and love. I need to learn. I was a hurt child, and I didn't know that.
To me, this is the sound the stars make. It sounds so cold and bright and crisp.
You're so bright and crisp, Marianne. And teach me more about the stars and brightness and crispness. Can I be bright and crisp and full of love?
You are already.
But I don't think so. Keep on talking to me. But I was hurt, and I don't have that sense of being stars and bright and crisp. I feel bad about myself.
Well, I think you're wonderful.
You do?
I love you.
Really?
I love
what kind of love
about you?
What kind of
There's
love?
Nobody in the world like you. Do you know how rare and precious you are?
I don't actually.
Oh.
I didn't know that. I didn't even know people love me. Never mind the stars and chimes.
The stars love you, and the chime loves you.
Wow.
It's the sound of love.
What about when I act in ways that people don't like?
I love you, however you feel. No matter what you do.
But sometimes I show up in ways, my feelings are very big and strong, and I sometimes am too red and bright, and people want me to be more of a sweet, kind, silent woman. What do I do?
I want you to be how you want to be.
How will I deal with the people who kind of go yucky, icky, we wish you weren't here?
Well,
help me with that. I need help.
You could feel sorry for them because something about your honesty and your love
I need something bigger than feeling sorry for them. I need a big motherfucking love.
I don't know.
Me neither. I'm hoping you're going to eventually teach me. I think you know, because you know what it means to fucking love. And I need an extra love, not just love, but fucking love. I need it that big. I need it as big as the stars and the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I don't know.
I don't know either. We dropped. Go ahead. Do you have a thought?
I think that
There you are.
love is all around us, and sometimes it's disguised as things that are hurtful.
But people really did hurt me. They beat me and didn't want me to exist. It really did hurt. Stay with it. Don't drop it. I need the stars and the big love. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Go back, Marianne, go back to the arms and the hands. We're
Okay.
losing it, friends. You see, that's okay. That life, this is the edge of her life. Finding it and losing it, and finding it, losing between that child that doesn't have that connection and this part of her that does. So we're building relationship. Go back to those stars and the hands that go out and looking up. Connect with the stars and the sound. Stay there with your eyes closed, looking up. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Stay there, Marianne. This child needs you to be there. Don't leave there. I need that connection. I forget. I thought it was human beings that I needed the love from. I didn't know stars and everything could do it. But you know it. Stay there. Don't leave. Stay there. Don't come down for me. Help me. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Can you see me down here on the earth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and look at me down here. Oh, I'm hurt and I'm sometimes depressed. And it's really true. Stay up there. Don't come down. Stay up there. What do you see when you see me down here?
I want to bring you up with me.
Please do.
Okay.
Bring me up.
All right.
Don't leave me down here. It's hurtful and people don't like my bright red heart, blood, chick, lucky, chi self. Bring me up there.
Here we are.
Here we are. Bring me up there. Uh-huh. I need it. I'm almost there. I'm still a little bit in my depression and pain and all the hell I went through. I'm not dismissing that. Bring me up there. Uh-huh. Don't leave me here any longer. It's not been friendly a lot where I grew up. Yeah. You're looking at me and then you're looking up. Look at me and take me up. All the way up. I'm almost up there. Tell me what it's like up there.
Well, I think you're up there now. You can see. You're flying.
What do I see? Tell me what I should see. Help my eyes to see.
See the stars? See the...
I do?
Do you see the stars? And do you see there's some beings that you can't actually see with even your mind's eye? There's these helpers that have always been there for us.
They are?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. Tell me more about the stars and the helpers. Keep teaching me. I need you. You're my parent, you see. You've always parented me. Some two people didn't do a terribly good job with it. Shitty job. That's just true. But this has always been there.
Yeah.
Also, this is not a dismissal, everybody. This is where her life wants to go. There's stars and there's helpers. Tell me more about the helpers.
The helpers, you more sense them. They're more like feelings that you can't see the feelings, but you can feel the feelings. So
Where,
these,
tell me what it feels like. What does it feel like to feel them?
it feels like someone cares. The many, many beings care about my life and what I do in my life and who I am, just my being in life.
Wow. Wow.
And they care for me in ways that I might never know.
You might never know if in the child's mind and eyes and heart and body, there's two people or one person or three people that are very significant. And that looks like where the love is or isn't. And if it doesn't come from there, and if violence and gross stuff comes from there, then I can't see anything else. I don't notice the stars.
Yeah.
Of course I don't. I'm scared.
Yeah.
Of course I don't. But you, the star helper, the red, bright, chi, heart-loving star helper, you've always been there. I didn't see you, but now I'm starting to see you. Now I'm starting to see you.
Thank you.
I didn't know you were one of the star helpers. That's why you're red and blood and life. That's why you're threatening to people. You're a star helper. Oh, that's you, Marianne. Oh, I've met some pretty incredible creatures from different worlds, but I've never met a red star helper person before, spirit being before. Wow.
It's a wonderful place to be.
It is. The little child wants to say one more thing. Please don't leave there. When I'm suffering and I'm down and I'm afraid and worried about what people will think, please stay connected to that, because I lose it. I have a lot of conditioning and I go right back into a difficult place. No blame. I'm just a child person. That's what happens. But keep reminding me, because I'll forget. I need you to stay connected to the stars and the red and the glasses and the hair and the blood and the sky and the stars and the helper that you are. The being, the helper being. You're a helper being.
I love that.
That's very, very important.
Yeah.
That's very important. Incredible. It's incredible. Then somebody might say to me, David, do you think that's really true? Or are you just talking to her psychologically? No. No. I am meeting another being. I'm not just saying that. I'm meeting another being that lived inside this person, that she is, that she was, and has always been. And the child didn't know it. I understand that. Children don't always know that.
Yeah.
And I'm meeting one of those. That's a special honor. Now I'm getting to see who you were. I'm seeing who your parents were threatened by. People get threatened by big gifts. Jealous or threatened or resentful because they don't have it. I'm not taking them out of responsibility. I'm just telling you what happened. The parent sees a great gift that they don't have, and some of them want to crush it. It's not a good thing. It just happens. And they weren't just trying to crush a child. They were trying to crush a helper being with deep red love in her. They saw it even before you did. They felt it right away. There's the kitty cat right behind you. Yeah, they felt it right away.
Yes, they did.
Yep, and they were like, oh shit, what do we do? And they freaked out. Just like many stories, like the child Jesus, like other people, like many parents I've met, if they've been willing to work on it. I once worked with a father who came to me because he grabbed his child and shook her. And he freaked out. He could have hurt her very badly. And he came to me. He said, what was I doing, David? What was I doing? And I gave him something to grab. I said, this is not your child. but now you have to show me what you did. Does that make sense?
Mm.
I'm not trying to shame him. Show me what you did, because I don't know what he did.
Yeah.
It's not with her now. I'm not encouraging him. He went,
Right.
ah. And I said, go ahead, keep going for it. And he went, ah. And I said, do it one more time. He went, I can't stand it. I said, what? He said, she's so free.
Oh.
She cries, and then she gets sleepy, and then she gets angry, and I'm so tight. Can you follow? You shouldn't hurt her. But sometimes people see something in the child, and it makes them crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It scares them, huh?
It scares them. I'm not saying he should have ever been that way, by the way, everybody.
Right.
I'm trying to get him in touch with what's made him. Your parents had that in it, but there's something else that parented you. That's also true. I'm not trying to make a pleasant story out of it. There's something else that parented you, and that was a helper, a being, helper being that comes from the stars and knows the love of the universe, not the love of one person to another, the love of the universe and the stars. Yeah. That's an incredible thing. That's your path. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the healer that comes out of your wound. Mm-hmm. And then when people look at you and they say, oh my gosh, look at your red hair, look at your, you have to think, don't forget who I am, the being I am. Of course, some of these people are idiots. Some of them need my gentle love, and some of them need my motherfucker love. You motherfucker, you don't know what love is. They need all that, or you can walk away or whatever, but don't let that get taken from you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't forget who you are. Mm-hmm. Say, oh, really? You don't like me? Give me a moment. And then you have to look up at the stars and go, oh. And then you see a small, little, pitiful human being who doesn't know what to do with helper beings that are connected to the stars other than try to crush them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Beautiful. That's amazing. Thank you. Marianne, I am so blessed to sit with you and to see you. And now I see the red and the nails and the lips and the glasses and the being that you're shape-shifting into, you see. Like if we were in a tribal culture, you'd be putting on the stuff of the spirit that you are. And that's what you're naturally doing. You're wearing who you really are. Just like somebody would say, I'm putting on a wolf because that's my spirit. You're putting on this helper being. You're wearing it on the outside. That's a huge thing. That could take 70 years. That could take generations for some people before they can do that. It's fun most of the time. Most of the time. And then when somebody looks at you, or you kind of go, oh shit, I'm afraid of how I'm going to act. That's the time to remember, oh, wait a second. I must have forgotten. The child in me is here. I love that child. I understand her pain, her beatings, her depression, somebody not wanting her to exist. And I remember what parents her. It's me. That's a practice. That's a deep breath. Marianne, I would love to hang out with more time. I always say that, but I know I also want to close to protect everyone's space and yours and mine. Is there anything you want to say or ask or say to everybody or anything? I'm just so, I don't use the word blessed much, but I don't know a better word to say. I just feel so blessed by being here with you and the people who have been here with us. I feel them, and I'm so grateful to all of us who want to make a better world and want to feel our feelings. Yeah. The deepest ones, the human feelings, the hurt and the sweetness, and the ginormous feelings that are otherworldly. Sometimes those get shamed because the amazing size of our capacities get put down. We don't know it, but they get put down. And then we get to be so big and then feel like it's not okay to be even 10 times, 100 times bigger than that. You think this red hair and these glasses is a lot? You should know what it's really like. Yes. That part, that's the extra bit that you're body and soul and clothes and hair are showing me. Make sure the whole being, all the way to the stars, not just the human being, the whole being, all of it.
Yeah.
Because this planet, with all the difficulties, we need worldly powers and otherworldly powers. We need helper beings that are beyond David and his healing capacity. David also has capacities outside, but the human being, limited. Nope, not putting myself down, just limited. Yeah.
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 Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Marianne.
Thank you. Love
So
you.
much love to you. Bye. Thank you, everybody, for joining and hanging out with us and unshaming, step by step, the glasses and the red. Presents as the red says, notice me. This is the part to focus on. Well, isn't it already here? Not as big as the stars. Part of it's here. The child is here. The red is here. And then the red, we unshame that and let it get it all of what it is. And that's where we go. That's what we're doing today. It's amazing. Talk to everybody soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.